Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of the viewers from around the world. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be looking at one interesting indicator. And in last few sessions, I have explained to you the uses of the rate of change indicator. Now today we are going to use one of the derivative of the ROC. This is simply modified to take the output on the scale of 100, so it becomes much easier for analytical as well as for comparative purposes. So let us now consider the rate of change with the 100 scale. Let us now head to the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. Today I am not at my home. Actually, I am sitting in one of the cafes, so you might hear some background noise, and hopefully it won't be much. So let us continue. This is a Euro USD chart drawn on the hourly time frame, and for adding this indicator, all you have to do is simply type in ROC, and here it will appear the rate of change ratio 100 scale. The indicator is very easy to calculate, very easy to understand. The concept is simple and very easy to interpret as well. We have to simply compare whatever is the current value to the value which prevailed a certain period of time back. So suppose if the 10 is the calculation period, then we compare the current applied price, whatever is your applied price, suppose if it is a closing price, then we compare the current candle's closing price to the closing price which prevailed 10 hours back, and then we take the ratio, the percentage change in that, and we then modify the output for the scale of 100. So if it is lower compared to the value which prevailed 10 hours back, then we will have the output below 100. Whatever is the percentage difference, that will be visible in the change in output below 100. So we will deduct it from the 100, and suppose there is a 0.2 percentage change from the prior value, then we will have the output of this indicator at 99.80. And for example, if it was higher by say 0.23%, in that case we will have the output at 100.23. So the indicator is simple. We simply compare the output values over the given period of time. And if we have the output above 100, that means the sentiments are bullish, simply because we have the price rise happening in the instrument of our choice, Euro USD in this case. And if we have price trading in the negative territory, if it is in decline, then we will have the output of this indicator below 100, and you can utilize 100 as a crucial marker. If we see the momentum shifting from higher side to the lower side, we can go for the short sell opportunities, and if we have the momentum shifting from bearish side to the bullish side, that is going to be indicated by the output of the ROCR going above 100 from below 100, and that can be utilized as the optimization point for any initiation of the new trades. If you want to go long, you can try to go for the new trade closer to that output value, and if you are trying to initiate the short sales, then in that scenario, whenever the output drops below 100 from above 100, that can be the point to consider the short selling opportunity. So the indicators use is simple. It's a concept, as I told you earlier also, is simple to understand, simple to grasp, and it gives you the output value which is comparable to the other instruments also. Suppose if you simply want to know if the bullish momentum is stronger in the GBP USD or Euro USD, and if the momentum is on the same side for both the instruments, then you can compare the output values. Here we have the ROCR 100 on the rise, and we have the current output at 99.70. But if we compare the Euro USD output, then we have the output on the higher side for the Euro USD. So that gives you the idea that it is stronger, the bullish momentum is stronger in Euro USD compared to the GBP USD. So that gives you additional reason to target the Euro USD rather than Euro USD. So this indicator makes your trading much more profitable if you are simply looking at it from the probabilistic point of view. You can compare two output values over two different instruments, and ROCR 100 is much easier to compare. So in that sense, it gives you one additional way to utilize this indicator while making your decision. And as I said, when you are going with the trend, then the strength is also one of the crucial factor, and higher the strength, higher will be the probability of making money. So in that sense, you can rely on this indicator to get you the higher probability opportunities. All right, now I will revert back to the Euro USD here. Coming to its customization option, we can customize this indicator for different calculation period for different applied prices. And suppose if you are going for one additional indicator, suppose for example, you are using ROC, the not ROCP, let me change it, the plain vanilla ROC, rate of change indicator. Alright, so there I have added ROC. Now we get to apply this existing indicator as the input parameter. We can opt for this existing indicator as one of the input value input parameter instead of the applied price. So what we get here, this ROCR 100 output is now derived using this ROC 10 indicator, and and uh, and using this we get the derivative of the ROC. All right. Now coming to the uses, we can use this other indicator as the input parameter, or we can use the applied price, the input price of this instrument. And here, if we are looking at the ROCR of the ROC, then you will see that for most period of time, this output will remain constant, and then whenever there is a sharp fluctuation on either side, we will have this change in the input parameter resulting in this large fluctuation. Now this output has dropped significantly to minus 3,900 from being closer to 100, and that is happening simply because we have this ROC as the input parameter. Now reverting it back to ROCR 100, we have the input price being used for the calculation of this indicator. Close price, open price, high price, all these different types of prices can be utilized as the input prices, the applied prices for the calculation of this indicator. So depending on the kind of applied price you use, you will have slight difference in the output value of this indicator. Now low price, we will get different output value. When we use median price, we will have different output. When we use typical price, the output is going to be a bit different, but broader trend is going to be the same. It is not going to be much different. So whatever is your applied price, it is going to cast an impact on the kind of output you get. Typical price, weighted close price. The calculation period also plays a critical role here. If you use a higher calculation period, then you will have a lot more stabilizing factor, as the trend is not going to change too much for the given period of time, and you will have more reliability, more stabilization factor. But there is going to be significant lag whenever you are relying on a higher time frame for the purpose of calculation. Then you will have this output which is going to remain in the same direction, same trajectory for quite a long period of time, and only when there is crucial trend reversal, when there is significant price reversal from these priorly prevalent prices, we will have the output shifting direction. Suppose if it was bullish, then it will take a significant amount of move on the lower side for this ROCR output to drop below 100 from above 100. So that is one important factor when you are looking for this use of indicator on the larger time frame. So the lag is going to be not higher, but at the same time the reliability is also going to be not higher. Now I will revert it back to 10, which is the default setup, and the applied price, I will get it back to close price. Now coming to the styling of the output value, you can vary these output values. You can color it in the brighter shades also. Suppose if you want to do that, then we get additional styling options here. You can opt for these various ways to define your indicators output value. So you can try it out one by one, and whatever style catches your fancy, you can go for that. You can increase or decrease the width, and the transparency option is also given to you. If you want this indicator output to not be too prominent on the chart, then you can go for this decreased transparency, lower transparency output. Now coming to the level, we don't really have any predefined level for this indicator, but if you want to add, then you can add it. Suppose if you want to add 100 as your important marker, then you can do that. You can go for different color combinations to color it. You can increase or decrease the width, so it becomes much easier for you to read into the output of this indicator. So that's how this indicator is going to work for you. Now, level, I'm going to remove it to restore it back to the default parameter, default setup. Coming to the additional advanced editing options, we get this recalculate on new candle only option. If you want the output of your indicator to remain constant throughout the current calculation period, throughout the current candle period, then you have to opt in for this, and whatever is the output, it will remain constant throughout the current candle period, which is hourly. If you want the calculation period to be highlighted, you can opt in for this, and whatever is your calculation period, it is going to be highlighted. Since this theme is dark, it is not that prominent, the highlighting is not that prominent, but if you look closely, you will observe it, it is there. Calculate from the custom data, further customization can be done. You can use the instrument from the chart. In that case, whichever instrument you use on the chart, for that instrument, this indicator will be plotted. Suppose if I change to say GBP USD or USD or for any matter, for any other indicator, I will have this output defined for this new instrument. Now I will revert it back to Euro USD. Coming to the customization, if you want the indicator to be calculated using simply the charts candle period, then you can do that, or if you want to change it, and you can use it from these given options to you. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hourly, all these options are there. So suppose if you want the calculation to be dependent on 5-minute candle period, even though the chart is hourly, you can do that as well. So all these options are there for your convenience. You can customize it the way you feel like. Now I will restore it back to use from the chart. The side can be ask or bid depending on which side of the spread you are on. You will have slight difference in the output, but the broader trend is going to remain the same. That is not going to change simply because you change the spread side. And if you want this indicator to be available on all the candle periods, then you can do that. Else, you have to specify on which time frames it should be available, and only on those time frames it will be available. Suppose if you opt for hourly and 5 minutes, in that scenario, only on those two time frames we will have the plotting done. Else, if you go for another time frame, it is taking some time. Just let us give us a few more seconds. Now on 10 minutes, we don't really see any plotting for the ROCR 100. But if I revert back to hourly, we have it because we have specified it that way. On 5 minutes also it will appear, though it is taking some time for the plotting to get done. But I hope you got the point, what I am trying to say. All right. Now I will restore it back. So we get the indicator and we see what more can be done. So I think we are almost done for this session. I have tried to explain to you the concept we use, the possible customization options for this indicator in which you can get your formation, get your setup in a such a manner that you have higher probability of making money than losing money. All right. So guys, that's it from my side for today's session. If you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward for further coverage of the for further coverage of the market development. Do check out the Dukascopy analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. I have also included the link in the bio for the newly released platform, so give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. Thank you all for joining in. I will be back tomorrow with a new indicator, new setup for tomorrow's session. We will be considering fresh formation using a fresh indicator.